This is an adult channel. In this video, we'll be reviewing the Eaglemoss D7 Klingon battlecruiser and the Hallmark motion picture Klingon battlecruiser. And first of all, I'm going to take that ring out. There we go. Comes out really easy. And there's a little hole there that can be touched up. So, according to Eaglemoss, this is just a D7 battlecruiser. However, it's got markings on it and detailing that resemble the motion picture or this Undiscovered Country. But as you can see, both of the paint apps are different. So let's take a look at these. And of course, the Hallmark lights up. All right, let's look at the Eaglemoss first. The detailing on here, it's got lots of detail. But I don't really... There might be a slight shade difference on the raised parts. I don't think so. Well, yeah, because when you look at the bridge, there's a slightly darker shade of gray. But, and there's a black stripe right there. And then the photon torpedo, you can see that there's a hole there. And there's some detail around it. And some nice gold. A paint app right there, nice gold. A black stripe there. A collar. And translucent engine parts. I believe that might be the rear photon torpedo, though it's considerably smaller. We got some trouble here. If you look at this side and this side, they're uneven. These two pieces that look like they were glued on, they're uneven. One's taller than the other. Yep. But it's got some pretty nice detail. And you can see a seam here where they put it together. I can see a slight amount of glue right there. Just very slight. Some pretty good detail on this Eaglemoss. That's not translucent. That red, like vent type structure is just a red paint. Of course, the stand says Katinga. And here is the Eaglemoss book for the D7 for that particular model. And as you can see, that the surface features are in this image are smooth yet paneled. And it says that it had smooth outer panels and very little surface detail, such as the radiator baffles and cabling that characterized later Klingon ships. And then later, when the Katinga class vessels, which came into service around 2271. So the glowing blue section of the rear D7 ships indicates the location of the impulse engines. Now, that's different. But this is the Katinga model that it says. And here we go. They got some nice images in these magazines. So that's the shuttle bay up here. Impulse engine. What? Okay. This is the magazine that came with this model. And designing the D7 battlecruiser. So this is really confusing. And then it has some other stuff. Matt Jeffries designed this. Did not have a budget and time to design alien ships, but with the backing of kit producer Aluminum Model Toys, AMT, the Klingons finally got their own starship in the 3rd season. And here's some of Jeffries' original designs. And there he is, Mr. Jeffries. He passed away in 2003. Now that confusing magazine is over with, let's look at the Hallmark. And this Hallmark is supposedly from the motion picture, according to Hallmark. And you can look, there's considerable differences in the detail on the bridge. And Hallmark, as you can see, has a much more varied paint app colors. And of course, Hallmarks light up. That's what I love about them. And this light up function for this ship is amazing. I'll show you. Watch that photon torpedo. Pretty amazing the way that lights up. Well, yeah. I love how it pulses like that. It's a volley of 3. And of course, this vent, I'm calling it a vent, lights up. I don't remember if it did in the picture. And I'll press the button again. And of course, the engines light up. Or I would call those the impulse engines, because the nacelles are what powers it into light speed. We got some really nice detailing there on this Hallmark. Of course, there's the battery compartment. And of course, we have some decals. Decal there. Decal marking there. Nice detail along the edges there. And these two structures there are even, unlike the Eaglemoss. Very nice paint apps and detail. Very nice. It just sucks that the button's there. I don't know why they put it there. I would have put it underneath here. But, you know, a little dome on a spaceship, that's very easily explainable. So we'll put them side by side. Now the nacelles are different shaped. The Eaglemoss is longer and thinner, and the Hallmark is thicker and shorter. I noticed that this Hallmark has a structure right here that sticks up. See that right there? And it's not on here. I'm thinking that these are two different Klingon ships because they are so different. And that magazine was confusing. It talks about the D7 Katinga. It literally says Katinga on the bottom of this. And I'm not an expert on Katinga. Oh, I noticed something else. We have an issue with the nacelle here. This one sticks out this way more than this one does. In fact, it doesn't even look like it's on there straight. It's not really noticeable until I picked it up and held it like this. It looks like it's bent out. And the Hallmark, it looks like this one is bent in a little bit. I'm sure getting these little pieces straight in the factory is hard. So both of them, the nacelles are a little bit off. They're not symmetrical with the other side. So I don't know if this is a fair comparison or not, because I think they're two different ships. Look how the Hallmark is round on the below the bridge, and the Eaglemoss is an oval. Very, very different ships. So I'm going to call this comparison a draw because I think they're different ships, even though when I looked at Hallmark and when I looked at the Eaglemoss magazine, they're both confused. Well, this says it's from the motion picture. Eaglemoss magazine is confusing as far as this is concerned. The scale on these is 1/1664 because they're both nearly the same size, which is, I'll go ahead and measure 5 1/4 inches, which would be about 14 centimeters, which the scale makes it 664. 1664 is the scale. So it would be close to the 1/1400 scale model kits like the Enterprise D and Enterprise C. I don't know what else it would be close to, honestly. But I'm going to call this one a draw, even though this one has lights and better paint and better detail. If I had to say a winner, it'd be the Hallmark. I don't think people give Hallmark, because Hallmark keeps winning in my comparisons as far as I'm concerned. But in this comparison, I'm going to call it a draw because they're both different ships. I'm convinced that they're different ships from different time eras or different models of the ship. So you tell me what you think about these, because it's a bit confusing, and I'm not going to worry about it because even in Star Trek, scales vary. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next video. Hey, the Hallmark fits on their stand. Barely, but it does fit.